Hello, this is Bob Gordon, your state senator here in the 38th Legislative District. I want to welcome everyone to our very first telephone town hall. Over the next hour, Assemblywoman Joan Voss and Connie Wagner will be answering your questions regarding our work in the New Jersey legislature. We have worked hard to alleviate the stresses that seniors feel when it comes to health care and property taxes, and we are trying to make your lives easier. If you have any questions during this presentation, please press star 3 at any time, and we will try to answer your questions.
Hello, this is Assemblywoman Joan Voss. I have had the honor to serve in the state legislature for nearly 6 years now and have accepted it with the utmost respect to serve the people of New Jersey. Please remember, if you have any questions, please press star 3 at any time, and we will try and answer your questions. Prior to serving in the legislature, I taught at Fort Lee High School for 41 years and served as a member of the Fort Lee Town Council for many years. I believe my experiences in the classroom and in local government prepared me to represent the 38th District in Trenton. I have the honor to serve as Vice Chair of the Assembly Education Committee and on the Assembly Higher Education Committee and Regulated Professions. As a member of the Assembly, I have used my personal experiences and the experiences of my constituents to craft meaningful new laws that improve the lives of New Jersey families. One of my first bills in the legislature mandated that insurance cover the cost of mammograms, which can detect breast cancer early on and save lives. That's what my legislative record has been about, making a difference in the lives of Bergen County families. One of my proudest achievements has been a new law that requires insurance companies to cover the cost for treatment for autism and other developmental disabilities. As the mother of a son with Asperger's syndrome, I know how hard it is for families to afford the best possible health care for their child. Families would often tell me their personal stories about how they nearly went bankrupt paying medical bills. I knew how important it was to change the law and help families. There are many challenges facing New Jersey today and in coming years. It is important that we fight to rein in state and local spending through common sense measures like capping spending at 3% and consolidating services while providing them for our families. I am sure we will talk about these issues and many others this morning, and I hope to give you a sense of how I will continue to serve in the state legislature. Once again, I want to remind you, if you have a question, please press star 3 at any time, and we will try to answer your questions.
Good morning. I am Assemblywoman Connie Wagner. As a lifelong Bergen County resident, I have spent my entire adult life serving residents of our community. First as a high school counselor for 37 years at both Pagoda and Paramus High Schools, then as a Paramus Council member and a Bergen County freeholder, and now as a representative in the General Assembly. I strive each day to improve people's lives. Along with my colleagues in the legislature, we were able to slow the rate on property tax increase to the smallest margin in recent memory. We have passed tough laws to make sure that corrupt public officials face jail time to send a message that the public's trust should not be taken for granted. I proudly worked on bills to address quality of life issues, to help nursing home residents, preserve open space for our next generation, and honor our loved ones who perished during 9/11. I am proud of my achievements in just my first 2 years in the legislature, but I know much more needs to be done. The global recession has forced us as legislators and as a people to re-examine the way we presently do things and to think about how we want to move forward as a community, state, and country, from reducing and balancing the budget to creating a climate for green job promotion and development to making college more affordable. I have the experience to make the tough decisions that will help our residents now and in the future. In the Assembly, I serve as Vice Chair of the Health and Senior Services Committee, and I also serve as a member of the Transportation, Public Works, and Independent Authorities Committee. This experience has provided me with the opportunity to support and to sponsor meaningful laws that impact our daily lives. I look forward to answering your questions in the next hour and hope to have your support on Election Day. But at this point, if you have a question, please press *3 at any time, and we will try and answer your questions. First, Joan and I would like to tell you about a couple of our proudest accomplishments in the legislature.
One of the things I've worked very hard on is expanding the Senior Freeze program to allow nearly 70,000 more seniors to qualify and prevent raising taxes and destroying their quality of life. This is basically an expansion of the amount of money a person is allowed to earn during a year. At the present time, it's about $50,000 before you qualify for the freeze. This year, it will be $60,000. Next year, it will be $70,000, and the following year, $80,000. And we're doing this to make sure that seniors will be able to stay in their homes.
I supported legislation helping nearly 200,000 seniors afford prescription drugs through the PAD and Senior Goal programs and providing $950 million in aid to hospitals. Joan and I both supported legislation to make sure that both the PAD and the Senior Goal were fully funded, and we also passed legislation in regard to making sure that both of them, if something should happen to the income, were automatically transferred.
I have been very concerned with the Silver Alert system that we're putting into place. We have the Amber Alert system, which takes care of missing children, but very often seniors are also people who lose their way. The AARP endorsed the program and notifies the public of a missing elderly person and helps them return home safely. I've had many instances here in Bergen County where seniors have gone missing, and we need to have the Silver Alert system.
Okay. Thank you, Assemblywoman. We're going to actually start now with the questions from our callers. Our first question comes from Irving in Paramus. Irving, go ahead with your question.
My question is that with everybody complaining about property taxes, we recognize the fact that school taxes is roughly 60% of the tax of the property tax. How do we lower the tax for everybody when we have to do something about the school tax? And how do we get non-teachers to be part of the school boards who do make the budget?
Okay, thank you for your question.
Hi,
You're
Irving.
welcome.
Joan Voss. The school boards basically are composed of citizens who are not teachers, and the elections are unfortunately not very well attended, and we need to get more people involved in running for school board and more people involved in voting on the school budget. The reason that the property taxes are as they are is if you don't have a quality school system, people in the community, when they decide to sell their homes, will not get the price that they would like because there are three reasons why people move into a community. And the number one is that they have an exceptionally good school system. When a senior sells their home, the person who buys it usually is someone with young children, and they want to have an exceptional school system. The other thing is that they need a quality of life, and the third thing is a safe town, so the police are very important. And so the school taxes are very important in sustaining the value of your home.
Good morning, Irving. How are you today? Listen, I'd like to address the property tax issue as well. In the Assembly, we have passed a series of bills to try to control educational costs. First of all, the Assembly did pass a bill that said that elections should be held in November, where we hope to reduce the cost of elections and at the same time have a greater number of people voting on school budget issues. The other thing, as we know, is anywhere from 52 cents to 55 cents of every dollar goes towards school taxes. And basically, we also passed a bill that said that the school districts had 3 years to reduce administrative costs by 10%. So this is another measure that